Hello, friends. Have you ever thought about why some people achieve excellence in their work while others keep struggling? Why do some people enjoy every task without any stress, while others get frustrated very quickly? The root of this lies in our mindset and the way we practice. This philosophy is deeply explored by Thomas M. Sterner in his book, The Practicing Mind. Imagine you are learning a new skill, playing the piano, painting, or starting a new business. In the beginning, there is excitement. But slowly, when challenges appear, you start feeling demotivated. But what if I tell you that there is a secret way to achieve every skill, every goal, and every ambition? A way that keeps you stress-free, focused, and disciplined. That way is the practicing mind. In this video, we will learn how you can incorporate focus, patience, and awareness into your daily life so that your mind always stays calm and centered. How you can keep yourself present in every moment without worrying about when you will reach your final goal. Because when you learn to enjoy the process instead of chasing the goal, mastery automatically becomes a part of your life. The practicing mind teaches us that real success is not something we get after reaching the destination, but something we experience during the journey. Consistency, awareness, and discipline. If these three qualities become a part of our life, we can achieve mastery in any skill. But is it easy? No, because most of us want quick results. We chase outcomes, while the real magic lies in the process. Thomas M. Sterner tells us that if we develop a practicing mindset, everything starts to feel effortless. Just imagine if you could do every task in your life in such a way that you stay stress-free and work with full dedication and concentration. How would that feel? So if you also want to train your mind to do every task with perfection and patience, if you want to avoid anxiety and overthinking while achieving your goals, then watch this video till the end. Because today we are going to discuss the powerful insights of the practicing mind that can completely change your life. So without wasting any time, let's begin this amazing journey. Chapter 1. Learning to love the process. Have you ever thought about why the initial excitement fades away when we start something new? Why do we get bored or frustrated while learning a new skill? We want results, and we want them immediately. But when those results don't come as quickly as we expect, we give up. This mindset stops us, distracts us, and becomes the biggest obstacle in our growth. Thomas M. Sterner teaches us that the secret of real success lies not in the destination, but in the journey. But our mind is always running toward the future. It keeps thinking that we will feel satisfied only when we reach our goal. Emotions come, excitement, doubt, frustration, and sometimes self-doubt. Suppose you want to learn piano. In the beginning, you have to press every key carefully. Your fingers don't go to the right place, and you feel a strange restlessness inside. You start thinking that maybe you will never achieve mastery in this instrument. But if you pause in that moment and think, is the goal only to play a piano perfectly? Or is the real beauty in the process where you improve yourself little by little each day? Sterner says we must learn to enjoy the process, because that is where real growth happens. When we focus excessively on the goal, we start seeing every small mistake as a failure. But if we shift our mindset and stay present in the moment, focusing only on practice, our entire approach can change. Look at it like a small child. When a child learns to walk, they fall, get up, and fall again, but they never give up. They are not worried about how quickly they should learn to walk perfectly. For them, every fall is part of the learning process. This is the mindset we need to develop. Sterner shares an interesting idea. When we cook, paint, or learn a new sport, if we put the outcome aside and just enjoy the process, we become better at it. But when we keep thinking about results again and again, the work starts to feel like a burden. Our biggest mistake is that we want quick results, but every great thing requires time and patience. When an artist creates a masterpiece, they give full attention to every stroke. They don't look at the canvas and think about when the painting will be finished. They stay in the moment, feel the movement of the brush, and get lost in every color. That is art. That is beauty. And that is the secret to mastering any skill. The biggest lesson of this chapter is simple. If you want to become perfect at anything, you must learn to love the process. See every practice session as a complete experience in itself. When you read a book, then enjoy every page instead of thinking about how quickly you can finish the whole book. When you go to the gym, feel every rep and every set instead of focusing only on how fast your body will transform. Sterner reminds us that to achieve mastery, patience and presence are the most important. When we are fully immersed in any activity, only then can we learn it deeply. So next time you start learning something new, ask yourself one question. Am I able to love this process? If yes, then you are on the right path. If not, remind yourself that real happiness is not in the destination, but in every small step of the journey.
Chapter 2. Process, not product. Our entire life is spent in a result-driven society. In school, we want good marks. In jobs, we want promotions. And even in personal life, we look at everything from the perspective of outcomes. But have you ever thought about what we are ignoring in this race? We forget the process, which is actually the biggest source of our growth. Thomas M. Sterner teaches us a very important mindset shift. We need to train our mind to focus on the process, the journey, instead of the product, the final result. But this is not easy, because since childhood we are taught that success means measuring outcomes. If someone is a student, we see how many marks they got. If someone is a musician, we see how quickly they mastered a tune. And if someone is a businessman, we see how fast they made profit. But what if we remove our attention completely from results and become fully involved in the process? Suppose you want to create a beautiful painting. If from the beginning you keep worrying about how the final painting will look, you will become anxious about every brushstroke. But if you focus only on how carefully and precisely you are making each stroke, the painting will automatically become beautiful. This concept applies everywhere, whether you are learning a new skill, starting a business, or working on personal growth. Sterner teaches us that when we focus only on the product, then we are not in the present moment. We are either stuck in the past, thinking, I failed last time, or lost in the worry of the future. Will I be able to succeed in this? But when we simply enjoy the process, our mind stays calm and focused. Think about it. If a child is learning to walk and every time they fall, they think that they will never be able to walk, will they ever learn? No. But in reality, the child falls, gets up, falls again, and keeps practicing without any frustration. They enjoy the process. They are not worried about when they will start walking perfectly. This is the attitude we need to develop. When a musician learns a new instrument, if they focus only on how quickly they can play a tune perfectly, their practice becomes mechanical. But if they feel every note and enjoy playing it correctly, their practice becomes deep and effective. This is the difference between a process-based mindset and a product-based mindset. Sterner also tells us that when we worry about results, we get surrounded by self-doubt and anxiety. We start judging our progress and fall into the comparison trap. Others are doing better than me. Why haven't I mastered it yet? But when we learn to enjoy the process, our journey becomes effortless and stress-free. If you go to the gym and focus only on how quickly your body will transform, every workout will feel like a burden. But if you feel every repetition and enjoy every movement, you slowly start building a deep connection with the process, and this connection gives you long-term growth and satisfaction. You learn to celebrate progress. When you stay present in practice without any pressure, you not only perform better, but also start feeling a deep sense of peace and fulfillment within yourself. So next time you learn a new skill, start a new project, or work on any goal, ask yourself one question. Am I only thinking about the result, or am I also enjoying the process? If you fully accept the process, the result will automatically become extraordinary.
Chapter 3. The 4 S words. Simplify, small, short, slow. How many of us feel overwhelmed even before starting something new? When we think about learning a new skill, thousands of questions come into our mind. It feels so complicated. Will I ever be able to learn it? Maybe I can't do it. And then we either never start or quit in the middle. But what if I tell you there is a simple way to make any skill, any goal, and any practice feel effortless? This is what Thomas M. Sterner teaches in this chapter, the mantra of the 4 S words. Simplify, small, short, slow. Imagine you want to learn piano. If you try to play a big symphony all at once, then your mind will get confused and your fingers will panic before reaching the right keys. But if you simplify it, first focus on just one scale, then slowly learn chords, won't it become easier? This is the first mantra. Break every big target into small and simple steps. When we unnecessarily make things complex, we create pressure. But when we simplify the process, everything starts to feel manageable and achievable. Now, let's talk about small, taking small steps. Suppose you want to build a habit of reading books, but you think you should read 50 pages every day. Just thinking about it makes your mind want to escape. But if you start with just 5 pages, it suddenly feels easy. Small goals are not only achievable, but when you complete them, your mind also gets a sense of accomplishment. This principle applies everywhere. Whether you want to learn a skill or build a habit, take small steps and gradually increase them. The third mantra is short. Practice for a short time. We often think that to become an expert, we need to practice for many hours every day. But the truth is, the mind has limited capacity. When we try to practice for too long, we get tired jolly, and our progress slows down. Sterner says it is better to have short practice sessions with full awareness. It's like going to the gym. Rather than exercising for hours, doing a shorter workout correctly is more effective. And finally comes slow, moving forward slowly. This is the most difficult mantra.
because we all want instant results. But the real secret of mastery is patience and consistency. Think about it. When a sculptor carves a stone, they don't strike it in a rush. They plan every hammer strike carefully. If they hurry, the sculpture will be ruined. In the same way, when we learn any skill, we need to follow a slow and steady approach. By practicing slowly, with full awareness and attention, not only does our progress improve, but we also start enjoying the journey. Sterner explains that if we apply these 4 S's, simplify, small, short, slow, in our life, learning any skill becomes easy and enjoyable. When you make things simple, take small steps, practice for a short time with full focus, and learn patiently without rushing, growth starts happening automatically. So next time you start working on any new skill or goal, ask yourself, have I simplified it? Can I divide it into small steps? Am I practicing less but with full focus? And most importantly, am I learning it slowly with full awareness? If you follow these 4 S's, not only will your learning process become easier, but you will also start enjoying every journey more.
Chapter 4: Equanimity Mind, the Observer Mind. Have you ever noticed that when you learn something new, 2 kinds of voices keep running inside you? One that tells you to stay calm and patient, and the other that constantly judges. Am I doing this correctly? Will I ever become an expert? This is too difficult. This is the judgmental mind that makes us anxious during practice and slows down our growth. But what if I tell you there is a way to keep your mind completely calm and focused? This is the method Thomas M. Sterner introduces in this chapter, equanimity and the observer mind. When we learn a new skill or go through a challenging situation, we often find ourselves reacting emotionally. If something doesn't go according to our expectations, we get frustrated, and if we make a mistake, we start doubting ourselves. But Sterner teaches us that equanimity is a state where we face any situation without emotional turbulence. This doesn't mean becoming emotionless, but learning to keep our emotions under control and guiding our actions with awareness instead of impulsiveness. Think about it. If you are meditating and suddenly some external noise disturbs you, a normal reaction would be to get irritated. Why is this noise happening? But if you simply observe that noise without reacting, what happens? Within a few seconds, the noise fades from your awareness and your focus returns to your practice. This is equanimity. When you learn to accept any situation without reacting, your mind naturally becomes peaceful and focused. Now let's talk about the observer mind. Sterner says that inside us there is an observer who is always watching everything, our thoughts, emotions, reactions, and our progress. When we activate this observer, then we start seeing every problem, every failure, and every challenge like an outsider. This gives us clarity, and instead of reacting impulsively, we stay composed and centered. Imagine you are learning a new musical instrument. When you try to play a tune for the first time, your fingers don't go to the right place, the sound doesn't come out properly, and your mind starts saying, I will never be able to play well. But if you activate the observer mind, you will observe this frustration without getting lost in it. You will tell yourself, I am learning right now. This is normal. Every time I practice, I will get a little better. This mindset is the real secret of long-term growth. Sterner also tells us that when we develop an equanimity mind, we start seeing everything from a new perspective. Mistakes no longer feel like failures, but become learning opportunities. Progress no longer feels slow because we learn to enjoy every step. We don't feel anxious during practice because instead of worrying about the outcome, we stay present in every moment. So next time you face any challenging situation, pause and observe your mind. Are you reacting, or are you calmly accepting the situation and responding? During your practice, are you judging yourself, or are you simply being an observer and enjoying every small improvement? If you make equanimity and the observer mind a part of your daily life, not only will your skills improve faster, but your life will also become more peaceful and fulfilling. Chapter 5: Stepping Outside Your Comfort Zone. Have you ever thought about why most of us are afraid of change? Why do we feel hesitation whenever it comes to learning something new? The reason is that our mind always looks for safety and familiarity. It likes things that are already known because there is no risk in them. But here lies a big paradox. Our growth happens outside the comfort zone. If we always stay within the same boundaries where everything feels easy and predictable, we will never move forward. This is the truth Thomas M. Sterner explains in this chapter. Step out of your comfort zone. Only then real progress will happen. Whenever we learn a new skill or accept a new challenge, the first reaction is discomfort and resistance. Suppose you have never played guitar and now you want to learn it. On the first day, when you try to hold the chords, your fingers will hurt, the sound won't come out properly, and your mind will say, this is too difficult, maybe I can't do it. But here comes the real question. Will you accept this discomfort and move forward, or will you go back to your comfort zone? Stirner teaches us that discomfort is a temporary state. It is a signal that your mind and body are trying to adapt to something new. Whenever you step out of your comfort zone, your mind resists. But if you slowly overcome this resistance, the same thing that once felt difficult starts to feel easy. It's just like going to the gym. When you exercise for the first time, your body feels sore, but after a few weeks, the same workout starts to feel easier. Our biggest problem is that we see stepping out of the comfort zone as a struggle. But Stirner says, instead of seeing it as a struggle, see it as an exciting journey. Whenever you learn something new, don't ask yourself how difficult it will be. Instead, ask, how much better can I become than my old version today? This mindset shift helps you accept every challenge with a new energy. One big mistake we make is that we start judging ourselves. If we try something new and are not perfect at it, we start thinking, maybe I am not made for this. But does a child start running the first time they walk? No. They fall, get up, fall again, and slowly learn to walk without even thinking. This is the natural learning process. But as we grow older, we start associating failure with negativity, while in reality, every failure is a step towards mastery. Stirner explains that patience is very important to step out of the comfort zone. If you expect instant results, you will feel frustration. But if you focus only on the process and try to become a little better every day, growth will happen automatically. Imagine an artist creating a painting on a canvas for the first time. If they expect a masterstroke in the very first attempt, will they ever enjoy art? No. But if they see every brushstroke as an experiment, their art will slowly improve. The biggest message of this chapter is simple. Leave your comfort zone and embrace discomfort. Whenever something feels difficult, see it as the step that will take you forward. Whenever your mind says, this is too hard for me, tell yourself, it is difficult right now, but with practice, it will become easy. If you develop this mindset, any skill, any goal, and any challenge will become an exciting adventure instead of a frightening obstacle.
Chapter 6. The Practicing Mind in Real Life. Have you ever noticed that when we try to learn a new skill or set a big goal, in the beginning we feel very motivated, but as time passes, our patience starts to decrease. We want to see results quickly, and if progress is slow, we start feeling frustrated. But what if I tell you that the biggest secret to achieving mastery in life is to keep your mind in a practicing mode? This is the philosophy Thomas M. Stirner explains in this chapter, how the practicing mind is not limited to learning, but can become a powerful mindset in real life. When we are learning a skill, whether it is music, sports, or a new language, our focus often shifts to the end goal. We keep asking ourselves, when will I become an expert? How much time will it take? And in this restlessness, we fail to enjoy the learning process. But Stirner explains that real mastery comes when we fully embrace the process. Imagine you are learning piano. If you stay focused only on quickly playing a complete song, every small mistake will frustrate you. But if you keep yourself in a practicing mind, seeing every note and every movement as an experiment, your progress will not only become faster, but you will also enjoy the journey. The same principle applies in life. Think about a gardener. If they focus only on having a beautiful garden, but don't enjoy the process of planting, watering, and caring, will they be able to maintain it well? No, because the real beauty is not in the result, but in the journey that creates the result. This is the lesson the practicing mind teaches us. Be fully present in every moment and let go of the worry about results. Stirner also tells us that the practicing mind teaches us patience and discipline. When we are learning something new, every day our mind pulls us towards distractions. Social media, entertainment, or any comfortable activity tries to protect us from the discomfort that comes with the learning process. But the practicing mind helps us avoid this trap. It teaches us that discipline is a skill that can be developed, and when we bring it into our life, every challenge starts to feel manageable. If you are building a business, the practicing mind will teach you patience. If you are on a fitness journey, it will help you stay consistent. If you are learning meditation, it will give you the strength to fight distractions. The biggest advantage of this mindset is that it gives you the freedom to achieve mastery in anything. Now you will accept any challenge with the thought that you will treat it as practice and try to become a little better every day. The biggest lesson of this chapter is simple. Real happiness and growth in life come when we make the practicing mind our lifestyle. When you fully embrace the process, you naturally start improving without the pressure that comes from worrying about results. So next time you learn anything or work on a goal, Ask yourself, am I doing this with a practicing mind, or am I just trying to get quick results? If you develop the practicing mind, you can achieve mastery not just in one skill, but in your entire life.
Every aspect of our life is a form of practice. Whether we are learning a new skill, trying to achieve a goal, or working to change our thinking and habits, the practicing mind teaches us that real mastery is not in reaching an end goal, but in embracing the process that takes us there. When we see everything as practice, we can keep our mind calm, focused, and disciplined. Sterner also explains how important it is for our growth to step out of our comfort zone, focus on small details, and maintain patience. When we keep our mind in observer mode and accept every challenge with excitement, we don't fear failure. Instead, we see it as a learning opportunity. This is the mindset that brings mastery in life, whether it is personal development, growth, or learning a new skill. Now the question is, are you ready to adopt the practicing mind in your life? Can you learn to enjoy the process without rushing for results? If yes, then believe it. You will not only achieve excellence in whatever you do, but you will also truly live the journey. If you learned something new from this video, don't forget to like and share it so this valuable knowledge can reach more people. If you want to watch more powerful book summaries and self-improvement content, subscribe to the English audiobook channel and press the bell icon so you get notifications of our new videos first. We are with you on your success journey, so keep moving, keep learning, and keep trying to become better every day. See you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep growing.